up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another toddler activity. If you're new here, my name is DEESETURUMANE and I make videos about motherhood, lifestyle and fitness. So if those topics interest you, make sure to subscribe and to click the bell notification so that you don't miss any of the videos that I upload. Today's activity is a scoop and pour activity, and it is a sensory activity. I haven't done a sensory activity or a sensory bin since I did the grape activity, which I'll link in the description box below. But for today's activity, you are going to need pretty much anything that you can find around your house that you can scoop and pour into. But what I'm going to be using are these measuring cups. I've got some funnels. I've got two of these funnels. I've got two measuring jugs, and then we're going to be playing with rice. This is a great budget-friendly activity. I didn't purchase many things apart from the rice and the funnels. So these two funnels cost me R5 each. I got them from Westpac. And then I just went and bought a no-name brand rice. Of course, we do have rice in my home. I just didn't want to use the fancy rice to play with. So I went and got this cheap no-name brand rice that cost me 26 Rand. So that's about just under 40 Rand for this activity. The other supplies, such as the measuring cups and the measuring jugs, were things that I have in my home. So the importance of scoop and pour is to develop fine motor skills. I have been like driving this subject home for the past I don't know how many weeks, but scoop and pour activity helps your child develop fine motor skills, which are to do with your hands, the wrists, the hand itself and the fingers. And there's so many other great benefits, such as your child learning about gravity. So for example, if he was to scoop the rice in here, he'd learn that if he does this, it falls, which is obviously caused by gravity. Another great benefit for this scoop and pour activity is to learn to transfer. So if he were to scoop the rice in here and was maybe trying to transfer it into here, he'd really have to focus on that, which is something that we take for granted as an adult, and also have to focus to make sure that the rice gets into the hole that is in the jug. And of course, this is a sensory activity, so him running his hands through the grains of rice, he can feel that the grains of rice are hard. He can also feel that they're small. And when he runs his hands through the rice, it obviously makes a sound, which helps obviously use his sense of hearing. For this activity, you can use so many different things. If you've got beads, beans, oats, you can use that. But today I'm going to be using rice. I do have oats that I actually bought particularly for a sensory activity that I will do later on with him, but that will be cooking the oats and letting him play with cooked oats. But for this one, I'm going to be using rice. If you're using rice and you want to color the rice, you can do that. I didn't have a chance to color the rice, so we're going to play with the rice plain like this. But maybe in another video I can show you how to color rice and we can do a sensory bin with colored rice. I'm going to start setting up the sensory bin, so come with me.
He is always so interested.
Wow! You want to play? Earlier on in the video, I mentioned that you could use beads and beans, and you definitely can. But if your child is still mouthy and puts everything to their mouth like mine does, just be aware that beads and beans are choking hazards. So you might want to stick to rice or oats. While Zion was playing, he started to taste the rice, and I learned from a mommy friend that you should just watch out for your kitties eating the raw rice, because there is a bacteria that lies dormant in raw rice and it can cause food poisoning. lot of the activities that I've been doing with Zion, there's no wrong or right way to do it, which means that they are open-ended activities. Open-ended play is so important for me and for him as well, as it helps with his brain development. Open-ended play helps a child, encourages the child's creativity. It helps them persevere. It also helps with self-awareness. Like, for example, in this activity, he is throwing the rice over his head, he's throwing it everywhere, he's licking it, and yes, he's making a mess, but eventually he will learn that, you know, if I throw the rice on the floor, I might slip on the rice. And of course, I'm keeping an eye out for that and being present to sort of monitor him, but not to be there to tell him, no, don't do this, or don't do that, or do it like this, or do it like that. I'm just watching him to enjoy being in his presence as he plays, as well as to obviously make sure that he's safe. But because we're playing on the carpet, he definitely will not slip on there. But it also helps with communication. He's a very vocal person, so as he's throwing the rice, he's trying to count from 1 to 3, which is so cute. He's like 1, 2, 3, and then throws the rice on 3. It's so cute, you know. So yeah, I really am enjoying these activities, and I hope that you guys are too. And if you are, please do give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know if you've tried any of the activities that you've seen on my channel. Another tip that I got from a mommy friend while I was filming this was how to contain the mess. So put a fitted sheet under your child, make it big enough so that the mess can be contained in it, and you can just scoop it back into the container. Well, as you can see, Zion was having the time of his life. In fact, he's still playing right now. I just came to film this little outro before the sun sets. So the scooping and pouring didn't quite happen. Maybe a little bit. He was scooping outside next to him on the floor, which is fine. Like I said, it's dry rice, I can just clean it afterwards. He's definitely having a huge sensory experience, touching the rice, even tasting the rice, feeling the rice on his face and his hands and in his hair. He's learning about weight as he feels the weight of the rice in his hands. So he is having the time of his life. Like, this activity is lasting so long, and I was actually just saying to his dad that I'm gonna have to put the rice somewhere he can't see, because they're in the tubs that I put them in. Because if he wakes up tomorrow and comes out and sees the rice there, he's gonna want to play with it, which means I'm gonna have to clean up the mess, which is actually fine because it's an invitation for him to play. But because we live in a small apartment, I don't have a playroom for him, and I don't have a PlayStation for him. Not PlayStation as in the console, but like the station for his toys to be laid out, or his activities to be laid out, which when we move into our own bigger home, I would love to set up. I'd love for him to have a playroom, and also outside for him to have a little play area for sensory activities. I want to get the sensory bins where we can play with water and all of that stuff. So I'm having the time of my life. He's having the time of his life. I just have to clean up afterwards, which is fine. There's rice in his hair. It's fine. We're gonna have a bath after this and brush it out with a Denman brush. So yeah, everybody's happy overall. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in the next one. I want to dye the rice and show you guys maybe how to dye the rice in another week's video. But thanks for watching, and please do remember to subscribe so that you don't miss this type of content, which I upload every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central African time. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.